Hey T-Mobile, this is Zephaniah Powell, and I'm going to be honest. It was 3 years ago when I actually last walked into a T-Mobile store because I just generally don't like the tenor of what I see in uh, places that I go to, that people just don't honor business and people the way they should. I will say this though, when I did come to Delaware 3 years ago, I did get my phone at a T-Mobile store, and I was impressed with that person, and I sent an email to talk about how impressed I was with that person. What y'all did with that, I have no idea. I couldn't even tell you. But I was glad to see that in this survey, you allow us to give you, your clients, to give you true feedback about what's happening in our experience at T-Mobile. So Marvin, right here in Wilmington, Delaware, at the T-Mobile store on North Market Street, he has an amazing gift of human intelligence and being able to be with people and hear what they're saying and try to accommodate what they're saying with what they need. And that combined with his technical savvy, because I, of course, had to bring him something that had issues. It's fine. He worked it out. It's fine. See, the thing is, he addressed me. He heard what I said. He walked in an excellence from the way he put himself together down to his nails were manicured. You hear me? See, that's a boy that understands. He's not a boy, but I'm a teacher. I'm an educator. So for me, all of these are the children, the babies. But down to the manicured hands. This kid understood his tech. He had real tech savvy, and I had to look at my notes because I don't remember everything at once. And the teacher in me that retired is like, I have no room for all this. So he heard what I had said, and he pointed me to what I wanted and to what I needed. And in transferring phones, there's always something going on. Google was extra. I couldn't take it. But your guy Marvin handled it. I could see, as a teacher, I freaking love watching kids figure stuff out and be like, I got this, I can do this thing. And so that was my experience of Marvin. He was going in, but with a confidence that he could get this thing done. And let me tell you something, Google, God bless you, you got to get it together because you're making it hard for people out here. But T-Mobile and my man Marvin, he managed it, he worked it out. It was great. About an hour later, because I lived just down the road, I came back to the store because I still had some technical issues, but it wasn't about the store, it wasn't about T-Mobile, it was about other things. And so still, Marvin took the time and just went in and just was like, and I could see he was a little frustrated at one point when he tried something that didn't work, but he went at that thing again, and the teacher in me was like applauding him. I was sitting there just like, yay, I love this kid. He's going at this thing. He's good at this thing. I did notice this, y'all. If you're at T-Mobile and you really honor him and the work he's doing, that boy needs glasses. So if you're really walking with your people and you want to value your people, people don't choose to not see well. Get him a plan, get his eyes checked, get him some glasses, and you do your part to make his life easier and better. And he will produce because he's being his best self. And I'll tell you something, he walks in an alignment that has integrity. And I'm telling you, without the integrity, you're not going to get what you want. You're not going to get what you want. So, this isn't over. So, the next day, I called the store because I'm taking the survey, and it says to me, even though I wrote a narrative about my experience with Marvin, it said Tiffany. And I was like, holla, 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 holla. Tiffany nobody gets credit except the person who served. So I called the store because I was like, wait, I need to understand what's happening right now. I want to give Marvin credit. I don't want to give anyone else credit. And in that conversation, I loved that this person was willing to hear that one of the things that I didn't like when I came into that store the second time was the laid back, we're in our backyard just talking how we want to talk. That is not a good look. Never was. I don't like it. And I even kind of was hoping they would, I'd look at them so maybe they'd think, oh yeah, I remember we're in the store, we have a client. Meanwhile, Marvin's over there fixing my phone, handling the business. And I was annoyed because I felt like that was too distracting, all that was going on there. All the conversation was inappropriate. But here's what Chris did when he talked to me on the phone. He apologized for what I experienced. And then, watch this. See, you got valuable people there. You got to do them right, T-Mobile. Don't, what the world is after is not it. Integrity matters. So, in an effort to get this survey finished and making sure that Marvin got all the credit, there was a question about whether or not he talked to me about the 5G, da-da-da-da. I was like, my answer was, I'm not sure. I don't know. And to be honest, I'm sure, like, you feel like, oh, that's my buddy and I want him to do well. And I said, yeah, I'm not going to change that answer because integrity. Because here's the thing. While I get it that management might want the numbers to look right, I want the people to get right. So if 5G or whatever it is that you want to promote is not what I needed to hear and what I needed, your guy Marvin understood that and got me what I needed, which means I have faith in him, which means I might have a little more faith in T-Mobile. I stay with y'all. I try to give you a minute when you're getting crazy, but all right, I'm still here. The thing is, Chris said he apologized, and then he says, I'm going to talk to them about that. And I said, see, I appreciate that. Like, just receive it. I don't want to beat anybody up. I'm just telling you what it is. Well, don't you know, when I went back I told him I had to get a block. So I said I was going to come back through the store, but it was a couple hours later. I don't know when I'm coming. It's whatever. I come down. There's a lot of people in there. And, I said, how does this work? Where should I stand? What's happening? But it was clear that the tenor had changed. And maybe it's because there were a lot of people in there, or maybe not. But the tenor did change. And someone that was standing on the line in front of me, a nice young gentleman, was like, well, you can go ahead of me. And I was like, oh, well, thank you. No particular reason. Like, cool. Because all I wanted was the little block, and that's it. So one of the techs addressed me and said I could go. Please have a seat over there. We'll be with you in a minute. I said, now see, now you start to catch on. Now you start. Okay, now we good. We're good. We're starting to act like, yeah, we live here. We represent. We walk in excellence. Integrity matters, folks. I don't care what the world is telling you out of here. I don't care what everyone else is doing. You're not going to prosper. You maybe will for a minute, whatever. But the reality is, if you want this place to be run well, and you want excellence, honey, I'm the teacher whose principal said, she called me the integrity police. Not because I'm perfect, but because I'm like, look, baby, if you're going to come with me, come transparent, and let's work this thing out. Let's figure it out. I'm solutions oriented. I have to say that when Chris walked over to me with that block, as I sat there waiting patiently, because it's fine if it was busy, it's lunch. He says, here, please take this as a thank you, or something like that. That's what I'm talking about. Not because I needed a free anything. Honey, I could buy a blog. It's not that serious. But that he recognized that I was investing in them. I was investing in the people. Phones, plans, all of that stuff, you can navigate that in the world. People matter. The way you handle yourself in excellence matters. Those are the people who get my money. And I'll tell you what, in my community, there are people who don't get my money at all. Because I've seen their walk, and it's lopsided, and it's fake. And it's not about excellence. So when they start doing that, they start getting this kind of video. So you do with this whatever it'll take to make sure that your team learns how to operate in integrity and learns how to operate in a way that pleases the customers. I could care less about the 5G, whatever. That's nice. That's great. I get it. But at the time, there was something else I needed that was more specific, and this brother got right on it. Marvin, I love you. Your promotions in life don't come from people. God uses people, even your enemies, to promote you. There it is. That's your fix.